Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to a new Flix and Giggles episode here. Brand new, first of its kind.
Flix and Giggles, baby. I am telling you, this is like brand new. I'm telling you, Flix and Giggles is not brand new. Well, the branding is brand new.
Well,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for us, it's brand new.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So, we are back with another film review. Today, we are going to take a look at A House of Dynamite. This is available on Netflix. And
Mhm.
just we're gonna just go to the IMDb really quickly here, okay? Just to
When was the release date? It just came out, right?
no, it came
I
out
think this
last
week.
year, dude.
Oh, really? I didn't even know this movie existed.
Like late last year. It came out around November, December, something like that,
Oh,
you
that's
know.
crazy.
Yo,
That's crazy.
IMDb is giving this joint a 6.4, dude.
Oh no, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. This acting was top notch. The actors in the movie were
That's
top
here we
notch.
go.
You
You
didn't
know what
have
I'm
bums in
saying?
here.
Exactly. Idris Elba, Rebecca Ferguson. You had Jared Harris in this joint. I mean, come on.
You had
Tracy Letts,
top
come on.
actors from film and theater.
Yeah.
Actors are in here. The acting was top notch. You felt everything, yo. You were on the edge, especially when stuff started going south. Everyone and people were on the edge. Like I was telling you offline. Like I was watching the movie. I started the movie. I had popcorn in my lap. I was laying down drinking a beer, and the movie started. And I was like, oh my! I stood right up, like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, what's going on here?
Me too,
It
dude.
was good. It was very good.
Me too. I was like, again, I watched it this morning, or actually this afternoon, like, and I was watching it, I
Mhm,
was like, oh, this is really good. I was a little
mhm,
confused because they gave us like a good 20, 30 minutes of what was going on. And then they just like
mhm.
cut it and went to another angle or another, like, viewpoint of
Yeah,
it. And I'm like,
another perspective.
right. And I'm just like, well, wait a minute, what's going on? And then they gave us a third one and a fourth one. And I'm like, oh, this joint is pretty sick, dude. I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
yeah,
The
yeah.
film, actually, I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, it looks really great. Visually, it looks awesome, doesn't it?
They spent money on this movie, all right? Whatever they tell you online,
Yeah.
do not believe that.
I
They
mean,
spent money on this movie.
I
But
mean,
from the actors
yeah.
to how the sets were going to filming some parts of DC, like it looks like they spent money on this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
This was they and they had big stars in it too, like I said, Idris
mhm.
Elba, Jared Harris, Rebecca Ferguson. I mean, that's like, $15 million, $20 million right there.
Yeah, no, what is it? The movie feels like it was supposed to go into theaters and Netflix just bought it. They couldn't get a distributor and Netflix was like, "We'll take it."
Yeah.
That's what it looks like it was. 'Cause it looks like a movie that's supposed to be in the theater. It doesn't look like a after school special where they
No,
didn't
this
even do
is
a think about it.
no,
Like
this is
they spent money. Everything looks right. That's the way you could tell. Like it doesn't require special effects to put a helicopter there because the helicopter was there.
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it looks right. It looks like their stuff was there.
Right. You know what I'm
They
saying?
spent money on things. Things look like they're supposed to look like. You know what I'm saying? Like I see some of the stuff in person. It looked right from my perspective, right?
Yeah, it looked
I don't
right,
know.
man. So you want to give a brief overview about what the A House of Dynamite was all about, and we can get into it?
Yeah, yeah. We'll do the basic overview and then we'll go into spoiler stuff. But
Yeah.
like so basic premise of this is husband and wife are on their way to the White House. They work in different areas of the White House. And they discover that a missile just got launched
Nuclear
from
missile.
somewhere. Nuclear missile just
Mhm.
got launched somewhere from the
The
Far
Pacific, yeah.
East.
Mhm.
Far East. It's
Yep.
coming over here.
Yep.
So it's going over Pacific first, and it's gonna hit Chicago.
Yeah.
They're guesstimating Chicago,
Mhm.
and the movie takes place in a way that you get to see all the angles from the base in Alaska, their perspective, what's going on. You get to see the White House Situation Room. You get to
Mhm.
see the Pentagon, what's going on with their State Department, the CNN, the anchor room when they do the news part. You
Yep.
see all of that stuff. You get to see all of these angles and what everybody's going through, and FEMA, because I think the other girls are from FEMA.
Yeah,
So we
she's
get to
from
see
FEMA. Mhm.
all of these different angles of what's supposed to happen during a mission like this. Now, like a lot of this is I would say some of this, not all of it. I would say some of this is TV theatrics to
Mhm.
get people to, make you more suspenseful. And then some of this is like pretty much protocol was supposed to
Yeah.
happen,
Mhm.
right?
Pretty on point. Mhm.
And I haven't worked in the government, so I don't know that much about whatever. I've seen enough movies about it. I've read some books, so you get the impression that this is what's supposed to happen if this kind of thing happens.
Yeah.
So that's the premise of the movie. From three different perspectives, you get to see what happened for the president, from the State Department, and from what's the other one? The
Defense
situation,
Department. You got
the
White House, the
Homeland
Homeland, yeah,
thing.
exactly. So
Yeah.
I mean, there were some things that was sort of real here. They had the football. Like the football is
Hmm.
always carried with the wherever the
Hmm.
president goes. That's like where all the nuclear codes and all the
Yeah,
options are
that's real.
located. You know what
That's
I'm
for real,
saying?
for real.
So that's kind of real. The deep mountain bunkers, like in Pennsylvania and West Virginia, that's
Yeah,
real. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And just all of the sort of the different death cons, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then like,
Yeah.
the other ones. I was just like, yo, listen, it's so
Mhm,
crazy that I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, the thing that really bugs me out is like
mhm.
how, they took time to actually make a decision, right? And that's
Yes,
how
yes.
things work in America. It takes time to make decisions, even if it means
Mhm,
like, hey, 10 million people are going to be blown up by a nuclear, missile.
mhm.
It's just like, okay, what do we do, right?
Yes.
And the other thing is like when they sort of deployed, they weren't the retaliation wasn't using their nuclear missiles. The retaliation was denigrating like some of these actors like Russia and China and like, North Korea, like, getting
Yeah.
rid of like their like sort of
Command
military,
structure.
right, exactly. You
They
know what I'm
they're, like,
saying?
trying to figure out which people to get and why.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have the why yet. They just
Mhm.
know, "We gotta take these people out in their command bunkers or wherever they're at."
Right.
So, that's crazy. That's another thing that's crazy is that
Mhm.
from the movie when you're watching the movie, you don't know why, you don't know who, and the president has to make a decision about that with no intel. And yeah, that's why I got to the edge of the seat. I was like, "Oh, okay, what's gonna happen here? What are they gonna do?" Because like they're basically, I think Americans, and I'm speaking as somebody who grew up in there, lived there for most of my life. I think the American standpoint is that they wanted them to react and do something just to save face.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you gotta launch something now,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
you can't figure out what happened and why and who did it, and then deal with it. Then it's more of a the movies pushing that, not America. I'm saying a movie's pushing that they wanted these guys to go. Like from the general's perspective, they want president just Joe hit it, just go,
And
go get out there.
And yo, dude, you know what? That's Americans as an American living here. We'd be like, what are you doing? I mean, come on, are you gonna bomb these fools or what? We want
Yeah, no, I
action. You
know
know
too.
what I'm
I know,
saying? Yeah, for
I know.
real. And you know it too. I mean, like, dude, you're like, I mean, you lived here and you live in Canada. You know what it is, right? You know what I'm
I
saying?
know, I know.
Here's the interesting, like, well, there's so many interesting things about this film, right?
Mm,
But how they sort of siloed different perspectives, right?
I like that. I like that a
That
lot.
is kind of brilliant. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, we got, we have the commander's, perspective. Then we have the president's perspective. And then we have, the Department of the Secretary of Defense who actually walked off of a building and committed suicide,
That was
right?
wild. Yo, I didn't see that coming, man. That was
He was like,
wild,
he called his daughter up, right? He was just like, hey, my daughter's in
bro.
Chicago. Chicago's about to get bombed, right? He called his daughter
Mhm,
up. He didn't tell his daughter, check this out,
mhm,
because he was trying to get a helicopter for his daughter to be flown out of there, right?
mhm.
When he was able to get in contact with his daughter, he didn't tell his daughter a nuclear weapon was coming to Chicago. He
Nope.
was just like, hey, you know what? You're going to die. I'm just going to commit suicide.
Yeah, he's just like, "I love you," right? She's like, "Whatever, man." Let's go
Oh,
with her boyfriend. That was wild.
I
Yo,
was like, he
that was
just walked
wild.
off the joint. I was like, Jared Harris. I was like, Harry, what are you doing here? Right? Listen, man,
Harry jumped, boy.
that is crazy. And then, they again, they were jumping around just to show different perspectives, like in the beginning.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
the first sort of silo set everything up, set all the like different perspectives up. And then when we
Mhm.
got like to the president's perspective, like, why can't we get in contact with the president? You know, and then next thing you know, it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, he's at the cap center, you know, with Angel Reese, you know, doing sort of like, you know, just an event with kids and
Basketball.
basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah.
saying? So it
You know
was
what's
like
interesting?
crazy. What's up?
When I started watching the movie and I saw the stuff with the president, I was like, "Yo, this guy's a dummy, man."
Mhm.
I disliked the president instantly when I saw it. I'm like, "This guy don't know what he's doing." And then you see his perspective, and he's like, he's slow to answer stuff because he's thinking it through, what to say.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Oh, damn it, man! I like the president now. He's doing the right. He's trying to do the right thing by the people." And the problem was, and I think a lot of movies do this, is that you can't flesh out stuff properly. So you just see the one word answers, and he's like, I don't know who this guy is. Who is this person? Get over here. He's talking to the lady from Korea. And he's like, who are you? Whatever. Just get on and then you see his perspective, and he's like, hey, like he's talking on the phone. He's trying to pause, like, hey,
Excuse me.
what should I say about this?
Mhm.
He's trying to figure out what to say. Like, you makes you feel completely different about that character based on adding a little bit more information. Because you don't know why he's not there, and you don't know why he's not on screen. You don't None of this stuff is there. It just looks like he didn't care
Yeah.
or he's uninformed about it. But he was thinking about really intense questions about how do I handle this situation with no information. I got nothing,
Nothing
and
at
I got to
all.
do the right thing for everybody. And I thought that was fascinating. How my mind flipped when the president's perspective came on and he started going what he's going through at the time. And he was trying to do the stuff on the helicopter and he lost contact with his wife. I'm like, yo, what the yeah, I could never do that job, man. A billion years, I could never do that job. It's too much.
You know, the other thing about this movie was that they asked and answered some questions, right? First is,
Yes,
okay, a
yes, yes.
missile was launched, a nuclear missile was launched. They don't know where it came from, right? So
Hmm.
apparently they were saying, like, hey, you know what? We think that they may have hacked into our command center. So we don't know
Yes.
where this joint is, right? And the joint is suborbital, right? So it's just like, okay, it's above, like it's in low orbit. And you know, they don't know what's going on. And so they don't know how to track it. And they're also saying like when the ICBs they shot up two to intercept and they just, you know, again, this is a 50-50 sort of chance. The question that it presents is, yo,
Hmm.
even though we have a nuclear arsenal, how old
Yeah.
is it? How has it
It's
been
pretty old,
updated?
man.
You know what I'm saying? Because
It started building it in the 70s,
right,
60s?
yeah, you know, just like
Kennedy? Yeah, 60s.
yeah, it's just like okay, so do we incorporate AI with this stuff now or whatever, right? And it's just
I
like
don't know. I don't know.
and the other thing is it also goes to show you like it's almost like the $500 hammer, you know, during the Reagan administration, you know, it was
Hmm.
just like okay, so we're going to buy a $50 million missile that has a
Hmm.
50-50 chance of doing its job, right?
Yes. It's
And
50,000,000 per missile.
yes,
That's the key part about that.
right.
Per missile, 50,000,000.
Exactly. You know, and it's just like, and the other thing is we only have 50 of them. You know, they also hacked that radar that was out like in the middle of the ocean too, you know, the
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
like, okay, so it's totally different, right? If
Mhm.
you and you know this joint was released last year like late last year and it was
Mhm.
probably done like with the backdrop of the Ukraine Russian war going on and how like drone
Yeah.
technology and AI you know has just been exploding with Ukraine with all this tech that they're creating, right? So it's just like,
Mhm.
you know what, the sort of battlefield today, it's totally different. I mean, we're not. It's
Yeah.
not like you know you have 1,000 men in a trench, we have 1,000 men in a trench, and we're just
Yeah, we're
shooting
not
at
doing
each
those
other. You
anymore.
know what I'm saying? It's not like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
anymore. You know, it's not about
Mhm.
tanks. It's not about you know like all this other stuff, right? It's just about like what sort of AI, what sort of technology do you have? And I was just
Mhm.
like, you know, that was a really serious question that they presented, and it's kind of true.
Oh, 100%. I think that's why the movie's fascinating because it's giving you an updated perspective. Like they've done movies like this before
Mhm.
about, missiles being launched and stuff. They did, especially during the '70s. They did lots of movies like that. I think Charlton Heston was in one, but like the they have lots of stuff. They talking about these topics and the moral questions that you have to answer. What's the right thing to do? And I the one thing that I really liked about this movie is that they left it up to you. They gave you all the information that everybody has, and then you have to feel about it your way. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people that reviewed it on IMDb were mad because they
Yeah.
were like, "Give us a resolution. I don't
Right.
want to know how to think about this. Like, let me be mad. They blew it up or they didn't blow it up. Like this thing. When you watch this movie, there is no answer to it. You're watching the ideas being put out there, and then you sit down and talk about it after, like we're doing right now.
Yeah.
That's the point of this movie,
Yeah.
and
This
I like that so much
right.
because
This
like blowing something up, it'll be like
I
have you
mean,
seen the Clear Present Danger?
yeah. Mhm.
It's a yeah, like so
Mhm.
they blew up something in Baltimore
Right. Mhm.
at a football game, and like you're supposed to feel about whatever after that. It's like I think it's Jack Ryan movie. You're supposed to feel about it a certain way after whatever, but like them not actually completing the thing, you don't know. Is it a false flag? Did somebody hack your system? Is there people in there that you can't trust right now? Still, are more missiles coming? Like you don't
Right.
know any of these things.
Yeah.
It ends and you just go, you sit down, like, boom, I'm
Right.
done.
And
It was great.
the other thing, just to butt off of that, it's just like,
Mhm.
and here's the other thing, like, don't you? There's no sequel, people. I don't
It
think there's
can't
going to be
be.
a sequel.
It can't.
Because if it were a sequel,
Mhm.
then it would be kind of corny, just based on how we viewed the movie
I know.
right now, how it ended. Right? I think
Yeah,
that
I don't want
the purpose of this movie was to think
that. Mhm.
about what's going on, right? Think about like what if. It's a what if movie, right? I love how it
Mhm.
ended actually. I love the
Yeah, yeah.
cliffhanger.
Oh,
Be-
yeah, absolutely. I think
because
they did the best way.
yeah, because if we saw the nuclear weapon actually hit Chicago, then we know what's going to happen. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Oh, they can blow everything up.
Yeah, we then it's
That's what's
like
gonna
World
happen.
War III, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like so
Yeah.
I love how they ended this joint, like with just the cliffhanger sort of joint. And as I
Mhm.
was I I did feel a certain way in the beginning, and then after I thought about it, I was like, I love the way this movie ended, and I don't want to see a sequel.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
I don't want to
I
see a
agree.
sequel, dude. And you know, if there were a sequel, let's just say if there were a sequel, then the Americans would have to sort of adapt quickly. They would have to incorporate AI quickly. They would have to, just do some
Yeah.
things quickly. Do they have the manpower? Do they have the bandwidth to do that? Because apparently, they lost like Russian submarines. Those joints went shadow. Um,
Mhm.
and it was just like, okay, so they were apparently being hacked and didn't even know they were being hacked.
Yes.
This is what
Well,
AI, this is what all these systems are all about today.
yeah, I think if there was a sequel, the sequel would be them trying to figure out who did it and going around the world trying to solve that part. And then it the most likely it wouldn't be a major country. It would be like some guy from a rogue thing that
Yeah.
went to Afghanistan or something like that, and he set it up from there. That's the only way they can sell this because you can't pick a country. That's the problem about how everything's integrated today.
Mhm.
You can't decide, oh yeah, South Korea did this. People will be
Or
mad.
North Korea.
People will be
I
very
think
mad.
you know what, see, I think that they would pick a country, and I'll tell you why. Because Um, and you hear about this all the time, like how these rogue actors try to get their hands on like nuclear weapons.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Osama bin Laden was trying to get a nuclear weapon. It's just like, okay, he's gonna get a
Yeah,
nuclear weapon and
it's
just
a
like
it's a
launch it at
suitcase.
America. You know what I'm
The
saying? It's
dirty
just
bomb in a suitcase,
yeah, you know what
that
I'm
thing.
saying? It's just like
Yeah.
so if it were, it wouldn't be a rogue actor because, you know, the sort of technology, the tech that they put behind the missile, the AI to,
It's gotta
go
be a big boy
suborbit
thing.
and then,
Yeah, no.
hack into the command center to the point where they don't even know where the missile came from, dude.
Here's the thing, during that movie, remember the guy that was in the command center that just dropped something and ran out?
Mhm.
That's the it's giving you obvious clues that that guy was doing something.
Yeah.
He clearly was doing something. He just ran out, and nobody was like, "Who the hell was that guy?" Or "How
Wait a
come
minute. You
John
mean
Johnson's
he was in the
gone?"
command
The
center?
beginning of the movie, there's a guy in the command center. When they open the door, he dropped some tools and then ran out,
Mhm.
right out. The beginning of the movie.
Oh, you think he may have been part of it?
Yeah, absolutely. Because here's the thing:
Mm.
everybody in the command center has been trained on this and knows what to do. If everybody outside is gonna die, they're supposed to be at their desk, being like, "Well, it is what it is. Time to blow up some countries." That's what they're supposed to be doing, right?
Yeah.
Anybody who's, I mean, you get emotional, but you're like, "Time to do my job. This is for America." That's what would happen, right? That guy just dropped some stuff and ran out. Like he was like, "I'm out of here."
I
And he ran past the briefing room.
Oh, okay, that guy, so okay, so that guy was, he actually he was the person who, was giving he wrote a paper, right? That guy wrote a paper, and
Mhm.
he was just basically saying he was the person who said, "Listen, these missiles have a 60%, you know, success rate. So basically 50-50." He was the ones, the president was talking to him and saying, "Listen, don't BS me. Did they say
No,
they
no,
were
that's
going
a
to do
different
something?"
guy.
It was a different
That's not
guy?
the husband and wife guy. That's a different guy.
Mhm,
That other guy, that was the guy that was married, that he was
mhm.
doing the paper and he's talking to the president.
Right.
That's a different guy because he's running off the street into the thing. I was another guy that was in the situation room.
Mhm.
They opened the door and he ran outside. That's at the
Yeah.
very, very beginning of the movie. And they never mentioned him again. They didn't talk about him. So I was like, yo, what? That's weird. Because
A
he's not in any other perspectives. Because
Again,
they showed the thing three different times and he's not in any of the other ones. He's just in the first one. And I thought that was weird.
a movie to really think about. There is like it's supposed to be a cliffhanger. This is like, okay, so I'm gonna say
Hmm.
this, right? This is one of the most interesting movies I've seen in a really long time. I think a really interesting movie. When I say interesting, just like thought provoking. Like Tenet was thought provoking to me. That was super interesting. It was just like, what? What's going on? Like I got to
That's
watch
a great
this joint
movie.
4 times just to get
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
and loved
That's,
watching it 4 times. I'm gonna watch this
mhm.
joint again.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I
Oh,
want to
yeah,
see
for
this
sure.
guy. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, this is like again, I love the fact that, and I hear that this director or this person who created this movie, this is like a first for them, right? And I was just
Mhm.
like, whoa, listen, this is
It did a good job. It did a
listen,
good
it's
job.
just like we say this all the time, dude. We're like,
Mhm.
where are the good movies? We've been going back
Mhm.
and forth on text, like, yo, what's going on? Like, what's available? Nothing's available. Everything's coming out
Yeah,
a
there's a lot of trash.
later this
There's
month
a
and
lot of
next month.
trash.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, nothing's really coming on, right? And it's just like
Mhm.
the cookie cutter sort of bubblegum movies that that are out there. And I
Mhm.
always say this, the Transformers. The Transformers, I
Yeah,
bash the
yeah.
Transformers all the time because, Transformers number 10 is going to be the same as Transformers number 1.
There's only so many things you could do.
Right.
You know what this movie kinda reminded me, have you seen 13 Days with Kevin Costner?
I saw a
It's about the
little bit
Cuban
of that.
Missile Crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It had that kind of feel about, this thought provoking
Yeah.
and trying to figure out what to do and why. It kind of reminded me of that because it's kind of a similar thing about missiles and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But this, the acting was superb in this movie. Like,
Yeah.
it was really top notch, and you kind of you care about the people in it, and you got the emotional attachment to it. But it's not heavy handedly. But I I like this. I liked it a lot, man. I like
I
the
liked it a
premise.
lot,
I like the
man.
arguments, and I like that they left it up to us to decide
I
more than
love that,
anything else.
man. This crew truly created a piece of art, and
Mm,
is individually subjective. You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
yeah.
okay, what is it? You got a different point of view. I got a different point of view. It's a piece of art up on a
Mhm,
wall. You know what I'm saying? That's where filmmaking is about to go to right now. Again,
mhm.
look at like The Rip, with like with Matt Damon,
Affleck
yeah,
and
and
yeah, Matt
Affleck,
Damon.
it's just like, hey,
Yeah.
the way they're paying the people who work for them. Like
Mhm.
all of this writer strike and everything else, and again, I always say this, that one of the things that they were bent on was like, hey, AI cannot, and we also want you to not use AI, like
Mm.
like really, so should we not use a computer as well? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, come on, this
Mhm.
technology, if used correctly, in a creative way, can really help you, right? I'm not saying like, it should be out front and, it's going to be the thing that's like popping off, but using AI and sort of this technology that's readily available, it can help you. It's almost like when we talk about DJ stuff and all the technology that all these companies are creating for DJs and music producers, it helps
Mhm.
us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So I really like this film, man. So listen, we are talking about A House of Dynamite. It is available on Netflix. Keo, what are you going to rate this joint?
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Ooh,
I liked it
okay.
a lot, man.
Hmm.
I thought it was really good. It was the pacing is good
Yeah,
because you showing the same perspective 3 times or different perspective 3 times with the same story,
yeah,
and each time they showed it, I learned more things about what was going on. And, I I like that at first I was like, "Oh, just press it." I was like, "Press the button."
yeah.
And the second time I'm going through, I'm like, "Nah, don't press it. This seems wrong." And you get to the presence part, I'm like, "Oh, this is horrible, man.
Hmm.
This is a crisis, and I don't know what to do. I don't know if I would press it. I don't know if I would be like, let's wait and see. Let's do diplomacy. I don't know." And I like that. That's the reason why I like the movie because it's thought provoking. It makes you think about what you do in a situation, and it's not holding your hand. I hate movies that baby you and be like, yeah, and they're gonna do this, and they gotta do like Ben Affleck was talking about this for the Rip movie when Netflix was telling them that they have to tell you the plot after 20 minutes so that people are following along because people are watching their phones while they're watching the movie. It's in the background while they're cooking, not
Yeah.
really paying attention to
That's
anything.
corny.
And Netflix wants people when they're making movies, they want you to tell you the plot over again every 20 minutes so you can keep track of what's happening. And I was like, oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
And this movie, they did it in a way that's interesting, but like that wasn't the point. The point is make a decision. What are you supposed to do? If you're in this situation, what are you supposed to do? I liked it. Great movie for me.
yeah. Dude, I'm giving this movie a 10. Straight up a
Mhm,
10. This movie is one of the best movies I've seen in the last year.
mhm,
Definitely the most interesting movie I've seen in the last year. Um, here's the tech part of it, right? This how
mhm,
creative they were, right? When they did the first sort of segment, like, hey, everyone was on audio, like,
mhm.
so they had an
Yeah.
audio recording of this stuff, right? So
Mhm.
when they shot the second segment, the second
Yeah.
perspective,
You hear their perspective.
they
Yeah,
already
that's
had
dope.
they already had the audio. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? They were just, it
yeah,
was
yeah.
just like, okay, you're done. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were
Mhm,
people in the first perspective that once they were done, they were like, okay, you're done shooting. Here's your paycheck.
mhm,
Bye. And then they went on to
mhm,
the second perspective and the third. You see what I'm
mhm,
saying? They had the audio. So I was like,
mhm,
wow, this is, again, some of these people who are creating films today, some of the ultra like highbrow creative people, this is what they're
mhm.
doing. They're thinking totally out the box. And they know that, you know what, we don't want to put it in the theater. We're going to put it on streaming services and we're going to do it like that. And I would imagine that this movie costs some money, dude. I mean, you have
It
Rebecca
cost me a grip,
Ferguson,
man.
Idris Alba,
I'm sure.
Jared Harris, I mean, these are people who are getting like, Fazoo's, like guap from like Apple doing Silo and Foundation. Come on.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah,
Look, there's big actors in there. They cost some money. This movie cost some money.
this movie costs some money, dude, for real. This
Yeah.
movie costs some money. I love this joint. We are
Mhm.
talking about A House of Dynamite. Keo gave it a 9. I gave it a 10. It is available on Netflix. Go check it out. Well, there you have it. Thanks for checking out another episode of Flix and Giggles. I am Basil Barrington.
I am DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.
Alright.